A lot of men can be really dense when it comes to knowing whether or not a woman is interested in them and feeling attraction. So I'm going to share with you the most common signs a woman is feeling attraction for you. When I was younger, I used to totally miss all the signals women gave me too. In fact, I grew up with a guy who was someone I would consider unnatural with women. And I remember several times when he would try to tell me a girl was interested in me. And I would just brush it off and be like, nah, she's just being friendly. And he would just smile, shake his head, and walk away as if he was saying, you're hopeless, dude. Now, I'm Erik Peterson, and I'm a men's dating and relationship coach for Skill of Attraction. And looking back, I missed a ton of opportunities with attractive women because I didn't understand their signals. It's one of those situations where I wish I could go back in time knowing what I know now. I'd be dangerous. But that's what women do. They don't walk up to you and tell you that they think you're hot and want to get to know you. No, that's what men do. Women give you very indirect signals that they're interested, and they hope you pick up on them and do something about it. The funny thing is about that is women think they're being obvious. I remember this video that was floating around the internet several months ago of these two girls who were hanging out at a bar or something like that. And they noticed an attractive man sitting across the way by himself. And these two girls, they were both just giggling and talking about wanting to meet him. One girl says that she's going to go give him the signal. So she walks by him, gives him a really quick glance as she's walking by. And I don't even think the dude was looking in her direction. And then she goes back to her girlfriend, and they can't figure out why he's not taking any action. In their mind, they were being completely obvious. And the whole video was just a comedy bit about women's very subtle, indirect signals. But it's completely true. Most of us have no idea when a woman is showing interest in us, unless it's very obvious, because that's how we men communicate. We are very direct. We say what we mean and we mean what we say. And so there's rarely any confusion, at least when we're communicating with other men. Of course, women think there's some underlying meaning because that's how they communicate. But very rarely is there some underlying meaning behind what we're saying because we're so direct. My point being, women communicate their interest in men in a very different way than what we would normally expect. So most men who don't know these signals miss many opportunities with potentially great women. And then you're left having a lonely night with just you and your hand. So you can see why it'd be very helpful for you to know what these indicators of interest, or IOIs, are, so you know what steps to take next. Do you approach that cute girl across the room? Do you ask her out? Do you make a move? Now, of course, the more of these IOIs that you notice a girl is giving you, the more likely it is that she wants you to take things to the next level. So let's just get started. Number one, she glances your way. Now, of course, she could just be glancing in your direction and not at you, but one way to have a better idea in knowing if she's signaling you to approach her, if that glance is followed by a coy smile. And even more so if that coy smile is followed by her quickly looking away or coyly looking at the ground. In this case, she's basically inviting you over to talk to her. The only other thing that she could do is to just wave you over, and that's just not going to happen. Number two, preening. This is essentially her quickly fixing herself up to look more attractive. Perhaps she's, fixing her hair, quickly checking her makeup as you're walking over towards her, adjusting her clothing, and things of that nature. This is a sign that she finds you attractive and she wants you to think she's at least equally attractive. And by the way, be sure to come on over to my website and join the growing community about sharing ideas and advice on women and female attraction. It's completely free. And if you need my personal help and want private one-on-one coaching, you can find that there too by clicking on the coaching tab. Just head on over to soa.fm, SOA for Skill of Attraction, and FM because it's fucking magic. Now, number three, fidgeting. This is when a woman you're talking to is, twirling her hair or maybe playing with her jewelry, or it could even be something like tearing apart a cocktail napkin. I mean, this means that she's feeling a little nervous because you're attractive. And what's kind of cute and funny about this is women often don't even realize that they're doing it. Now, aside from the napkin tearing, this could also be her just flirting, but again, without realizing it. Number 4, her pupils are dilated. Now, this is one that I always overlook, even though I know to look for it. Oftentimes, when a woman is attracted to you, she gets a little rush of arousal, which is actually love hormones, oxytocin and dopamine. So this indicator of interest is a big one when it comes to revealing her attraction for you. Number 5, blushing. This is another dead giveaway, but of course difficult to see unless you're in good light. But this is when blood rushes to her face, causing her cheeks to get red. Now, this happens to mimic the orgasm effect where women get flushed. It's actually an evolutionary way the body tries to attract the opposite sex. Now, of course, this means it's completely out of her control. Number 5, she laughs at all your dumbass jokes. You and your buddies know that your jokes aren't that funny, but if she's attracted to you, she will see them as absolutely hilarious. You're just so clever and funny. But on the flip side, if she stops laughing at all your dumb jokes, you're in trouble. Number 7, playful or affectionate touches. Maybe she gives you a playful slap on the arm when you're telling one of your dumb jokes, or she affectionately rubs your leg as you're sitting together, or maybe even she gives a little squeeze. These are all signs that she's really feeling it for you, and a sign also that touching is okay. Now, what's funny, sometimes you'll notice that a woman keeps accidentally bumping into you when walking by you or even walking side by side. These are no accidents. Number 8, open body language. Now, a woman who is attracted to you will most likely be facing you when speaking, arms unfolded, sometimes even legs uncrossed if sitting. It's when her arms are folded, legs crossed, and her body is like turned away from you that means that she wants you to leave her alone, as she feels very uncomfortable around you. Number 9, she gets close to you. Now, similar to how I mentioned earlier about women bumping into you when walking side by side, when a woman feels attraction for you, she naturally wants to be physically closer to you. You'll notice her sitting closer to you, standing closer, walking closer, and really any way that she could be close to you. Number 10, she mentions being single. Some women will find a way to mention or imply that she's single in one way or another when she's really feeling it for you. Or she'll point blank ask you if you're single. This should be obvious why she would do this, but like I mentioned earlier, many men are just dense about these things and don't think anything of it. Now, as a bonus, number 11, sometimes women will hint that she's open for going back to your place or you coming over to her place. Now, obviously, this is if you haven't slept together yet, but men miss these things too, all the time. A woman might suggest going back to your place to, I don't know, look at your rock collection or something innocent like that. This is a giant green light. She wants you to take her back to your place. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that sex is guaranteed, but it's certainly a sign that this is where her mind is at, and if you play your cards right, this can end up being a very great, passionate evening. Now, of course, there are other ways women show their interest, but these are some of the most common ways, mostly directed towards it when you meet them or just started dating them. As you get deeper into the courtship or the relationship, they'll continue many of these and probably add some new ones. Now, you may have heard me say many times that women are always giving you signals of where you stand with them, and it's up to you to recognize those signals and take action accordingly. If you're waiting for her to be direct or give you some sort of logical explanation of what she wants or how she's feeling, well, you'll be waiting a long time and probably miss your opportunity. The more of these IOIs that you're noticing, the more likely it is that she's really feeling it for you. And on the other hand, if you're just noticing one or two of these IOIs, she's either just friendly or you need to escalate her attraction a bit more. Use a little bit more game. Now, always remember that a woman's attraction for you is not something that's set at a particular level and it stays there. You could raise it or lower it depending on many factors, but mainly it's all about your vibe. As an example, if you begin acting awkward or insecure, you're going to turn her off or creep her out, and then her attraction drops significantly. On the other hand, being a little playful, charming, or even humorously cocky can raise her attraction significantly. It's all about how you make her feel in that particular moment, which, of course, is always subject to change with women. But this video is about the signs or indicators of interest that she gives you. What you do with that is up to you. So, if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. And if you want to be notified in real time of future videos that I upload, then be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap on the bell icon that's right next to it. And if you found this video worthy of a donation, you can find my PayPal link or Bitcoin wallet address in the description down below. Now that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.